I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Fishing Video Podcast. My name is Jay Angel, and it is my honor to have a guy on. I've had on quite a few times before. A guy by the name of Adam Yeagley of CYC Lures, Call Your Catch, and we're going to be talking about his new products. How you doing tonight, Adam?
Doing good, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Look, we already have a guy on. Why don't you tell him about the giveaway, man?
About the giveaway today we have. Well, the last time we tried this, it didn't work so well. So we're going to do a giveaway today to help people get in here. Got a little tackle pack here made up. We're going to do one of all the new jigs we have, plus with the speed skirts to go with them. That way you can set up your own jigs and have them ready to go. But it's all right there. We're going to talk about them a little bit tonight and show you what it kind of looks like and what you'll be getting in that little pack.
Okay, guys. The rules are
yes.
The rules are that you have to comment during the show, and Adam's going to pick out one guy who commented randomly, and we're going to leave your contact information so that we can get a hold of you after the show, like a Facebook login. Any way we can get a hold of you and ask you because we're not gonna be announcing home addresses on the air, of course. So leave your contact information. We'll get in touch with you. But okay, without further ado, let's talk about this cool stuff you have for us.
Excellent. Well, starting out with, I know we kind of hit on it last time, the heavy hitter jigs. We're going to have those in three sizes, in three colors starting out. We're going to have white, green pumpkin, and a black base. And then we're going to have a 3/8, a 1/2 ounce, and a 3/4 ounce. And they're all going to feature speed skirts, which are designed to take place of the hand tie we did. Since we no longer get Trocar, because they're no longer selling in bulk, we developed the colors to match our hand-tied patterns. So what they're going to look like on the heavy hitters, this is a 1/2 ounce heavy hitters. Let me find the right camera angle here. You're going to find it's going to have a 5/0 kamikaze sidewash hook. And then we're going to have right there, the little J hook keeper on the shank of the hook that's going to hold your plastics on. And are we glitching?
A little bit. There's a little bit of a lag here.
Okay.
Not as bad as last time.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going then. We got. So what's going to happen then is, instead of these being hand tied, we got our speed skirts, the silicone hubs. They just slide right up on there, lock into place, and now you're ready to go with what the colors you have. This one happens to be green pumpkin brown.
So is that a swim jig?
Pumpkin brown. We're going to have the bluegill color. Here.
Boy, guys, I really do apologize about this. We thought that when he used his wife's system, he was gonna have much better Wi-Fi, and I guess that's just not the case. I really don't know what to do about this. I guess he's got some great stuff that we wanted to publicize to the world, and I guess it's just not gonna happen. I hope he comes back, but wow. the whole problem is if you don't have great Wi-Fi at your house, this thing doesn't work, and most people do have pretty good Wi-Fi. But CYC, I have quite a bit of their stuff, and I really like it. Adam's a great guy, he's relaunching the company, and geez, I just don't know what to tell you about this. Thank you, Jeff. He lives out in the middle of nowhere, is what Jeff just said.
All right.
Jeff Morris just said he lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we get out here this time of day, the kids start getting on there, and we don't have very strong stuff. Not in my house, but just area wide, and it bogs it down. So you were talking about. I just asked you if that was a swim jig you had.
The white one.
Actually, it was more of a darker color.
Let's see. How about the bluegill?
That is so much better. You are coming through like clear now. I could actually see the different colors on that.
Yeah. Like I said, these were all designed to match the hand tie pattern that we had before. But what makes it easy though is those skirts just come right off and on, so you can switch it out for whatever reason you need to, and then you've got a new color to put on.
So that's what the speed skirt is.
That's correct. Speed skirt is just basically that silicone hub, and this is one of them that's going to be coming in on the thumper jigs on the fire crawl color. Gosh bless it, everything's backwards to me. But it's a silicone hub, not the rubber collars that are going to degrade or shift. So these strands stay put where they're at, just like they're hand tied. So, but yeah, it's just that easy. You just slip them off and on, and you don't have to worry about carrying a bunch of extra stuff. And it's just slipped on and ready to go, just like that. So you'll have that one, and then the white.
Look at that.
Shad patterns. So we got the shad patterns in there as well.
That looks like the sexy shad.
It is more or less the same thing. So you got that one, and then obviously we'll have a chartreuse white skirt. See if I can take some of that out. It's got a little bit of a gold flake in it, silver and gold flake to go with it. But along with that is the football jigs will be the same way. And we're going to have the 3/4 and a half ounce football jig. Same process where you can just take those speed skirts and slip them off and on. I know my box for 2022, my jig box, I've condensed all of my football jigs, and I'm taking all the heavy hitters and putting them in one 3700 Plano with, a handful of skirts. I can switch and swap. Instead of having multiple boxes, I now have one that's condensed down. So I'm pretty excited about that much space being saved, in my bags, my boxes, my boat, everything else.
Yes, because space is at a premium, particularly when you're co-angling.
Yes, co-angling, kayak fishermen. This is all geared for them. And even in, just in general, we have so much gear and tackle we all carry around. This is, a good way to start. To go, and on that same note, the cost of everything is just skyrocketing right now. Everything everywhere. And this is another way getting worse.
It's going to get worse, yes.
Yes. And this is just another way to conserve. I mean, you buy a pack of speed skirts and say the, crawl patterns in 3 different colors, and then you have, one football jig, you can change that color without having to have 3 different ones. And so you're saving that in the money as well as versus, the skirt replacement versus the, multiple jig colors that you have just to change out and carry.
Sure. We have 7 people tuned in right now. So guys, if you want to win, just leave us a comment with some kind of contact information for you, like your Facebook name or anything.
Good deal. I see we got quite a few people on there. So yeah, with those jigs, the football jig, I guess I should have said that also comes with a Kamagatsu hook. So we're going to go with those as well. Those will be 5/0 Gamakatsus. It's a medium wire versus the heavy side wash hook that we're going to have in the flipping jigs. But those flipping jigs are no joke. They're not going to give away. they're the real deal. So the thumper jigs, that's still another one of my headaches. They are coming.
Okay.
They're going to be. We're going to a Kamagatsu spinnerbait hook, and that basically is what it is. So it's going to be a little longer, a little stouter than what we had with the Trocar, but again, we're in a supply issue where
and that's your bladed jig, right?
That is correct. That is the bladed jig. I don't even have the prototypes with me. I don't even have those. I had some other guys trying them. I think I know there's some down in Gunnersville getting thrown right now, getting ready for the open down there. That's coming up here in a couple weeks. So hopefully if that bites on, they're ready to go. But yeah, those will be coming as soon as we get those in. We'll have those up on the sites. And there's going to be, I think, eight different colors in those. So again, we're fingers crossed we can get them sooner than later and get all that going. But as far as the jigs go, that's where we're at on those. And like I said, the speed skirts, that goes with the thumper jigs as well. So if you're not throwing football jigs, you do a lot of flipping and, bladed jig stuff, that condenses your box down again. You can combine those. You got your speed skirts that are interchangeable, the whole system in that. So we're really excited about that.
And you have so many good things, like your voltage.
The crankbaits coming. We're working on the voltage. We're painting up a bunch of those, or I am anyway. Getting a lot of those done. We've picked up some new crankbaits this year. We got we got a 1 knocker square bill we're going to add.
Ooh.
It's going to be a 1.5. It's got, I don't know if you can hear it. It's not a rattle. It's more of a thud sound.
We can hear that. Yeah.
So it's a little softer sound than what that loud rattle usually is that you hear in a regular crankbait. So that what you hear there is a 110, and then here's the 1 knocker. So it's got a whole other rattle.
We have a bunch of comments here I'd like to tell you.
Yeah,
Cajun Rob Fishing says, Adam, are you going to be at the East Tennessee Fishing Expo in Knoxville this weekend?
I am not. We were trying our darndest to be there. That is one we really, really wanted to hit, but we've been struggling. A little background there. I know Jay and I talked about it 2 years ago, been last year, not 2021, 2020, Trocar announced that they will no longer do bulk orders. And we originally were a solid Trocar based jig, thumper jig, everything we could get Trocar. So when that happened, we basically had to rebrand. We started over. We scrapped all the molds we had just had redone for new Trocar to fit these Trocar hooks, new Trocar hooks that were coming out. So everything got scrapped, and we essentially had to start all over and find a new hook. And we went through a whole bunch. The guys on my staff, we had polls up, we had testings going on everywhere with different hooks and patterns and everything we could do. And finally we settled on Gamakatsus, another very strong hook. And now it's just been a supply chain trying to get parts and get stuff going so we can get back into the game here.
Okay.
But the kicker is we were trying to do some small shows because of our low supply. But I told my guys today I am 0 for 3 now on shows. Got noticed last night that the third show that I had a possibility of just got canceled due to COVID. Got the building taken over for COVID testing and vaccinations.
Oh, that's horrible.
So that
Jim Grant was telling me about that today.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Yes. Man, you should have gone to the Northern Illinois show. They had a lot of people show up.
Well, I wish I had the stuff to go.
Yeah.
That's
Anyways, Jeff Morris says the best jigs made, hands down.
thank
Hoosier
you.
State, Hoosier Outdoor Syndicate says CYC jigs are on fire. Dustin Tolbert, I've been meaning to get more CYC. My buddy Gary Kriester highly recommended them. Stats Matt, I just reorganized my CIC jig box, the old style jigs, to make room for the new stuff. Cajun
Yep.
Rob said, ouch. Wendell Gary says that stinks.
Yeah.
And Hoosier Outdoor Syndicate says, excited to get these new jigs with the speed skirts.
Yeah, and the old jigs are still great. I know a lot of guys were upset that we had to go away from that, including myself. But that's just what we had to do. So I'm glad there's that much support out there. That's
Oh, man, the whole world is changing right now.
it is, and it's tough, especially for a lot of the small businesses when this stuff just keeps compounding like this over and over and over. So I do appreciate everybody helping out and all the people
Yeah,
right now that are. Supporting everything. So,
man, buy American, man. That's
that's what we've tried to do. But
help out with the people,
yeah. But yeah, so back to the square bills, guys and gals, if there's any there. We've got new patterns coming out on some of these as well. So with these new 1.5s, we wanted to do something that would bring them out to showcase them a little better. So the first one I'm going to show you here is the orange crawl pattern that's going to be coming out on a 1.5. We've tried to put in a little more details, and then just clean it all up really good. That was the orange crawl, and then we're going to have a spring crawl. I know our old spring crawl, a lot of them, everybody was very popular in the spring. That yellow with the brown back. But here we're going to bring in a new version of it. And we're going to add some of that orange. It's a nice orange belly to it on the bottom there.
Almost a greenish tint.
Well, the green is the reflection of the screen here. So I'm trying to
Okay.
trying to get out of it a little bit there. That there, I think you kind of maybe see it better if you see the same thing as I do.
Yeah, orange tint.
It's a yellow tint, and I'm trying to hide the screen reflection here, but darn high gloss finishes. I don't know if I can get any closer, that'll help or not. But anyway, that's a yellow one with the brown back there. That's the spring crawl. And then we got
Jeff Morris wants to know if spinner baits and buzz baits are going to be in the lineup.
They absolutely are. We're working on those as well. As many or some of you know, maybe many of you, I pretty much do it all myself. So I sit there and I do what I can when I can and kind of cycle through and get in and out and do whatever I can. So it's a chore to keep up with a lot of these, but I'm doing everything I can to keep up. So, but they are coming. If they're not on their website, there will be some soon. I know some of them are out, but there's several that are still there as well. So,
man, now that I've seen how soft plastics are made, wow.
Yeah, and soft plastics, that's one of them. Unfortunately, the soft plastic lineup had to disappear for CYC Lures. We had a lot of good stuff going there.
You did, man. I liked your crawls.
But there was just too many conflicts and too many other things going on. And then it was rebranding. We had to trim some stuff out somewhere to keep going. And that was our newest addition. So we had to go back to our meat and potatoes and our bread and butter before we can bring that back in. So, and then I'm going to throw this one up here. This is the chartreuse crawl that we're going to be throwing out there on the new one. Got a nice bright chartreuse belly. It's not a green, it's a chartreuse. It's that reflection again. So I apologize.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not you. That's just
Jeff Morris gave you one of these, and Wendell Gary says that's good to hear. He loves your spinner baits.
I know Wendell. He's a kayak guy, and he does a lot of smallmouth fishing on the rivers with them, and he posts some really, really nice smallmouth for the area. So.
Oh, that does say gray. I apologize, Wendell.
Yes.
I just saw it wrong. My eyes are getting bad.
And then the last one I have with me in the square bill today is going to be our Gizzard Shad color, and I'm going
Ooh,
to
nice.
try to see if I can get all the colors to show. You can see, I don't know, can you see the yellow line across there?
And it has a scale pattern.
They got the scale pattern, and we got a little yellow line that runs right there, and then right above it, there's a slight pink.
And Jeff
Now,
wants to know what hooks you're putting on the crankbaits.
these are going to be the Mustang triple grips. We're using heavy duty split rings. We're using the triple grip hooks. So we're not trying to skimp still on those. Those are very good hooks. They're very solid, and everything else. So, but yeah, let's see if I can't make this work here. On the back here, if I can get my line up, if you look, it's going to transition from a brown to a green.
Oh, look at that.
If I can get it hit just right. But if you've ever seen a good gizzard shad, if you've hooked one and brought one to the boat,
I have.
you've got that green tint to them.
And they have that shape too.
That brown and that green, and even the black dot's not real pronounced, but if you turn it just right, that black dot kind of pops out and disappears. So I worked a pretty good while trying to get that to come to life, to make it as real as possible, basically, is what I could do for myself. So yeah, those the square bills are coming. We're going to add some of those colors to the other lineups as well that we have in the crankbaits. And then we're going to bring in the 110s. We're cleaning those up. So we're starting out with 4 colors. Well, the CYC Secret, which I did not have with me. That one's been around for a while. It's got the black back, some purple and chartreuse and blue in it. It's a very, very nice clear water smallmouth color.
Ooh, nice.
So it's on the website. Phil, you can check them out there. Jay's got that up there to check it out. On the 110s, we're going to have that Gizzard Shad again.
Ooh, look at that.
So again, you're going to have that transition. I don't know if that actually maybe even better. That brown to green transition on the 110s. Trying to make it as lifelike as possible. And then
I like that shape of that thing.
Again, on that 110, this one is kind of hard to see. I was trying to play with it off camera. It's a translucent color. This is one that I was very, very reluctant to release. And the guys that fished with me know. Only one of the guys fished it. And it's his favorite color now. It's called Sure Thing. Well, that's what we're going to call it. He won't throw any other color. This is all he wants. And some other guys have been with me, watched me pull it out, catch fish, and then put it right back away because I don't want them to see it. But I went ahead and put it out.
Hoosier Outdoors Syndicate wants to know if you do all the painting on your crankbaits as well.
I do. I do all of it. So,
Wow.
Like I said, it's from start to finish. I am trying to do all that I can to give you guys the best products that are out there.
Wow.
So most companies are, as you all know, are one hits, so to speak. We do soft plastics, we do jigs, we do custom crankbaits. We do spinner baits and jigs, or they try to stay centralized where they're at. I've tried to branch out and get into more of that spectrum to give everybody else something more to look for. So, but on this one, I'm going to try real hard on the back here. You can see the blue, but it's a real light blue, and then it shifts and transitions into a violet purple color. I don't know if it will show, but I'm trying if you can see it or not. But it is an amazing color. You can see that little bit of purple right here. That's what it transitions to. If you can see that purple, I don't know.
I like the red eye too.
Yeah, and then it's just, I've caught so many fish on this color. And like I said, I did not want to bring it out. It wanted to stay in my tackle box.
Hoosier Outdoors want to tell you it definitely shows that you care about your quality, that you paint your own stuff.
Yeah. I think I know who that is. And I've talked to him quite a few times. I'm glad he's there, helping, giving me some support there, because I know he's done a lot of stuff with them. To go along with those 110s, though, that I do not have with me, we will also be bringing out a 110 plus one in those same colors.
Ooh.
So I had a lot of people ask me if I got any deep divers. So there are actually some 110s that are being tested right now in Gunnersville that I know. I'm waiting on reports.
What a great place to test. Wow.
Yep, I just happen to have, Chris White. I think
yes, I do.
He's down there for some training, and then he's got the Open coming up on Gunnersville here.
Wow, this is the time to be using jerk baits too.
Yep, he's got some of the jerk baits. He's got the lip. He's got everything down there. He's got the prototype thumper jigs. He's putting them all to work for me.
And here's a guy with a cool name. His name is Jay Lewis.
Yeah.
So the spring crawl is a killer color in the crankbaits.
Yep, Jay. He likes those spring crawls, and I think he's really going to like that new color though, with that new square bill. Thank you, Jay, for that one. That was good.
Yeah, and thank you for the cool name too.
If you know Jay, it fits. He's very, very laid back. So very, very cool character. So, but yeah, we got those. And I know several of these guys, if they've seen anything done with me over the last few months, if any of the tournaments I've been fishing, I did pretty well ending my season with a few people. And we put these to work in a lot of tournaments. So for the last 2 months that everybody saw me cashing checks, this is what we were throwing.
Wow. Dustin wants to know if all those things you were just talking about are available now.
Some of them are. Some of them are up. Some of them are about to go up. I am working feverishly in between kids' jobs and errands, and then weekends. I've got a pile of stuff that I'm going through. All the jigs are up right now. The blade baits are up right now. Some of the square bills and the 110s and stuff, they're going to be coming up soon. So they're all coming. I've got them in various stages of almost done. But my goal was to have everything done by, February 5th, I think, is a Saturday. That was supposed to be the first show, the only show we could get into that just got canceled. So obviously by February, a lot of this, if not all of it, will be up.
Okay. And Straw Matt just asked, what about the drop 10 and the drop 6? Is there anything new coming out with them?
The drop 10 and drop 6, I'm going to try to add some of these new patterns into them. That's my goal. I'm going to probably take a couple out, but I'm going to add, I already have some of the Gizzard Shads done up in those. Those and the 2.5s, the Gizzard Shads, I already have those. But these new crawl patterns, I think, will look a lot better on those drop 6 and drop 10s than some of the old ones I had. And there's nothing wrong with the old ones, but for sure, they'll look a lot cleaner. So, but yeah, on the blade baits, guys, this is the half ounce is what I was using. And the guys with me or not with me, we have them in the nickel, and I've got my fingerprints all over it, so I apologize. It's not as shiny.
you could a half ounce blade bait. You could fling that thing a mile.
It does. It sails
with the right wind. Woo!
Yep. Even into the wind, it cuts. It'll cut.
Oh yeah, it does. It just is going to do this,
Yep. And so that one's going to be in about a 2.5 inch body. It's going to have 4/0 Mustang triple grip hooks in it. We're going to have a 3/8 and a 1/4 for those guys that like to go a little smaller.
Sure.
That's got the 2-inch body, and they're going to have size 6 triple grip hooks on them.
Man, if you can keep the white bass off of those things, wow.
Yep. And that is, I know there's a lot of locals around in some of these lakes. That's their go-to for the white bass.
Well, absolutely.
When they're looking to fill their dinner plate, that's what they're throwing.
Or if you just want to, go out and just whack some fish,
Yep.
you have a bad day at work, go down to the river and catch you some white
Yep.
bass. Beat up on the white bass.
That, and you'd be surprised at how many crappie we were catching in these.
Oh yeah, the smaller ones, yeah.
Oh, the smaller ones for sure. Even the bigger ones, we were catching some nice crappie on the bigger ones, and mixed in with the smallmouth that we were looking for. So I mean, blade baits are no secret. They are a fish catcher if you know anything about them.
So are you snap jigging those, or are you casting them out and just bringing them in?
Those, well, I tried different methods depending on the situation. I started out earlier in the season when I was testing them. It was more of a slow roll across the bottom, hit a rock, and then kind of, like you would like a spinnerbait, real slow. As it got colder, we went more into just, the hop, feeling it 3 or 4 rips, that, and then letting it drop. Some people would let it sit longer. As soon as mine hit the bottom, I mean, that's the way to power fish when it's cold. I've heard people say it. I'll admit to it. I'm covering water. It hits the water, and then it's loaded up and gone. Walleye, smallmouth, largemouth, white bass, crappie, cat.
Wow.
We caught everything on them.
We got quite a few. We got quite a few comments here. Jeff Morris says those are he was talking about the blade baits. Those are St. Clair baits. Wendell Gray, and he's pretty excited about the blade baits. He can't wait to try them out. And Cajun Rob, who's one of my good friends, says the blades perform very well.
Yeah, yes, they do. And the finishes on them. That nickel, the brass one is more of a it's more of a muted, almost matte color.
Okay.
But the good thing about brass is it holds paint better than the polished nickel.
Yes.
If you're catching my drift on maybe some things to come in blade baits, if I get some time and caught up, my intent is to paint some custom blade baits up in various patterns. So fingers crossed, we got a whole bunch. We're ready to do them. So, but we just got to get everything else caught up first before I can add that one more thing. So,
man, you're never going to be done making those because guys are just going to want more.
Yep. And I'm telling you right now, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. These blade baits, I don't know what you guys are paying now. I've seen the prices everywhere else. Unfinished, just as they are right here. This nickel one, $3.99. I've seen the prices everywhere else. $3.99 brass for an unfinished, what I'm calling unfinished as it is, fish catching machine, $3.99. You're not going to beat that price about anywhere you go. You're not. Not for what you're getting. You're getting quality triple grip hooks. You're getting solid, stainless steel split rings out of it. So we're going all in on those. So yeah, I'm expecting they're going to sell pretty quick.
Yeah, they are. Those are, I mean, for rivers, you can't beat a blade bait.
Oh no. And even in the lakes, when it gets cold like this, they're on ice right now, but it's a cold water killer, and like Jeff said, St. Clair baits, they'll work there, they'll work in the Great Lakes areas. They'll work down south. A lot of people won't talk about them because they don't want people to know what they're doing.
My opinion is there are no secrets in today's day and age.
No, there's no secrets, but there's your secret of the day.
Yeah. What are you catching up on right now? Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, for right now, that is the bulk of everything we have coming out for 2022. And like I said, I'm working on a couple other little colors to add in there on some of the crankbaits and stuff. Hit supply issues on some other things. I had some new skirt colors I was trying to get together for speed skirts. And I know, Jay, you were aware that the prices of those went up significantly.
Oh yeah, just like everything else.
Yeah, that was
okay. Cajun Rob wants to know, Adam, what setup are you using to fish your blade baits with?
Personal question. Personally, I like I'm throwing it on a Grant rod. I have a
Nice.
7-foot medium action All-American series that I'm throwing it on. It's got a softer tip, but it's got a little backbone to it. It's essentially like a crankbait rod, essentially, is what I'm comparing it to. It's not like they're, the glass rods, but it's got a nice soft tip to it. So it gives you that play when you're fighting them. I'm using a high-speed reel. I'm using a 7.3. I'm throwing it on a Daiwa STW. So I'm throwing those. And on Cigar fluorocarbon, I'm using 15-pound test fluorocarbon. I'm not worried about it.
Two thumbs up, man. That's what I give you for that setup. Grant rods with Daiwa, that's exactly what I use.
Yep. You can't beat them. And if it gets real tough, then I'll switch it over to a Cuda. Well, it's got a lot more sensitivity to it. But for the most,
Cudas are a little more. The Cudas are a little more stiff too.
Yeah, they're a little stiffer. And like I said, but the sensitivity's in there. If I need it, I just back off on my drag and play the button on my thumb with my thumb a lot more on those.
And now the guys want you to tell them more. Stats Matt says, got any more secrets to reveal?
You guys know I'll share them with you. Just because I can make it work doesn't mean you can, I guess.
Yeah, and also it's all, but it's all whatever situation you're presented with, it's all specific to that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of it, and that's what it is. A situation within a situation. It can be a spot in a certain area. You could be right there with me and not catch anything, or right there and watching somebody do it and not know exactly what they're doing.
Also, geez.
It's
the barometric pressure was falling so rapidly, man. Yeah, I caught a lot of fish.
Yep.
There's a big storm coming in. Whew.
Yep.
Guys around here like the fish right before a hurricane hits.
Oh yeah, I love going out right before a storm. Everything's moving.
Oh yeah, on lakes in Illinois where they had a 10 horsepower limit, there were nights when I started up to 200 to get the hell back to the.
Yep.
Okay, give me a ticket as I'm loading my boat, please.
Yep. Yep.
It's just, I don't know. I'm just one of those crazy obsessed guys who just can't get enough of it.
Well, on the blade baits, second part to that, I guess that's what I was throwing. I preferred. I also threw them on a 7-foot rod. If you like the spinning rods, I used a medium heavy. Again, I went to the Grant rods All-American for that. Again, that one I had 8-pound test leader on, 10-pound test braided line. It was just lit. It just flew way too far for me to control on a spinning rod. Those half-ounce baits just sailed. So I didn't want to have to do the whole stop it with my hand and watch it snap off. So I switched it over to that bait caster, and I found it to be a lot more.
You were cast into a dock. You ended up hitting the guy's window.
Yeah. So.
Also, Jeff Morris says that the heavy hitter jigs will skip a mile. Great for skipping docks.
They're going to once they get set up right. These heavy hitters are no joke. I played with them a little bit. I think Jeff had a couple to play with before, but they're no joke. Me and Chris went out, Chris White, and we ran everything we could with them. So, I don't want to put something out that's going to fail. I'm not going to use something that's going to fail. I have no room for failure, as in most fishermen do when they're competitively fishing. So, I didn't want to take any chances. Well, okay. What else we got there? What secrets? Who's got them? Dustin's heading to the website, I see. Dustin, I'm going to apologize. That website, I've been trying to update it. So if it's not there, please contact me. There should be a link at the bottom of the website. If you want to hit me up on that, or through Facebook Messenger or anything like that off the the CYC page on Facebook as well.
If you, so you can see the comments.
I did see that one. Yeah, I can see him. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't. I just learned something about StreamYard. I didn't think you guys could see the comments. So, well, if you don't have any other things to show us, you could randomly pick out a guy, just however you want to randomly do it.
Let's see here. I'm gonna look through these.
Yeah, I mean, we had pretty good participation here. We were running between 8 and 12 people the whole time.
Well, I am looking at. I know a lot of these guys have already seen it, but I'm stuck between two, Jay. You're going to have to help me. Oh, yeah. Stats Matt. Thank you for that. We have a lot of other things on the websites. You'll notice that there's some other brands on there. Those are ones that we use significantly. So there are the tube jigs. We redid those molds 2 years ago, the EWG tube jigs. So they're going to be, if you like rigging stupid style, I forgot to mention those. Thank you for that. Those were new molds last year. So when we had all the new molds made, those came in. So that there's a slight tweak in those. They're not as long on the lead. We bunched it all back up in those. So thank you for throwing that one out there. I forgot all about that as well.
Yeah, you Indiana guys know how to throw tube jigs. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's it's been brought up in the stupid style. That's what those are intended for. Stupid style rigging of a tube. If you've not done it and you want to fish a tube around cover, that's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of YouTube videos out there to do it. I think I've done a couple of them and showed, and I know we show it all the time at shows. People are always asking when we show them. That's a very, very popular one to learn and use.
And Hoosier Outdoors was saying, I talked to Jeff at the Indiana Fishing Expo a few years back. He may have shared some juice colors with me. Jeff said, oops.
Yeah, there's no secrets as far as colors go. I don't put them out if they're not catching fish. These colors, I'm not going to carry a bunch of colors that aren't, somebody, I'll get random people, hey, can I get this color and this color and this color? No, because you're the only one asking for it. Two, yeah, it's not one that's going to be, you're using it for one time in a certain situation of this, and I don't have the resources to be able to manufacture and maintain that type of inventory for individual treatment. But the colors we put together are going to catch fish, and they're going to be hard to beat. But like you said, the juice colors, these are all juice colors. It just depends on where you're going to put them.
And Cajun Rob said that the stupid tube on Dale Hollow is money.
Yep. It's tough to beat, and I don't know how many people have fished with me and watched me throw that thing, and then they're just, I can't believe you catch that many fish on it.
How do you do that again?
Yep. So, but yes, those stupid tubes, and I know those go fast. Every time I get some up, they're gone. So I'm going to be working on those as well. Again, I do all that myself as well. And those are Gamakatsu hooks as well. So there'll be a 3/0 and a 4/0 Gamakatsu. I'm running low on 3s, so those won't be too many, but the 4s fit the 3.5s and the 4-inch tubes really, really well. The 4/0s are the biggest sellers for those who are curious. So, sorry, Jay, I'm kind of snooping here.
Oh, sure. I'll pick you out someone randomly for the prize pack.
Well, Dustin, I'm going to go with you, young man, young sir, Dustin Tolbert. Um, I know he said he's been trying to get more and more, and I've seen him liking a lot of stuff and popping in and out. So I'm going to go with him to pick out that. And Cajun Rob, I'm going to throw in another pack for you because you were here last time.
Cajun Rob he's
So
very active in the fishing industry.
So I'm going to do a second pack, and what I'm going to do for you, actually, I'll let you guys comment. I want to have one. I'm going to throw some new square bills in. I'm going to do a square bill set, and then I'm going to throw the jig set. So first one to comment between Cajun Rob and Dustin, tell me which one you want. Square bill or jig. First one that mentions it gets one there. So, and the other one gets the other one. But like I said, that's the jig pack. You're going to get one of every jig we have with the speed skirts. Dustin Tolbert said cranks. So he's got the cranks coming. And I'm going to throw in the 4 different colors I have in the cranks right now in the 110s. Or I'm sorry, not the 110s, the 1.5s. You're going to get that orange crawl.
Dustin was all over that.
Yep. I'm going to throw in that spring crawl, the green pumpkin crawl, the chartreuse crawl. It's got a real nice green pumpkin and brown back to it. Beautiful color. I really, really like that one. And then I'm going to throw in that new Gizzard Shad pattern as well. So those will be coming to you guys. We'll get your information if you want to send it to me or to Jay, however we can get that to you. But
I have
here.
Agent Rob's information. You can.
Excellent.
I can get you his phone number or his Facebook page.
Yep.
Our Rob, he's under C. Old guys can't type or see well. I know. I can't see well anymore. Either, Rob. I know exactly how you feel. And Rob has glasses. I don't.
So, but yeah. Young guys, quick.
Okay, why don't you just text him at CYC Lures?
Yeah. If you guys want to do that, CYC Lures at Gmail. If you guys want to send me your mailing address, I'll get those out to you within the next day.
Do you have any shout outs you'd like to do?
As far as shout outs go, I mean, you guys on here right now, thanks a lot for being here. I mean, this is great. I didn't expect a whole lot of people. I mean, especially after the last time we tried this, it did not work.
That was a disaster. After you came back, you were perfect, man. There wasn't even any lag.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Everything seems great. But my staff guys, you guys have pushed me to keep me going when things were really down. So I want to give a big shout out to them. Jay, thanks for having me on. I know we've been trying to do this for a couple years. I mean, originally it was going to be all new other stuff, and now it's new this stuff. So,
do you have any new apparel?
New apparel? I do not have any new apparel right now. Again, we took a big hit with COVID. No shows again this year. No shows. Rebranding, restructuring. Apparel is one of those that was not on the priority. So it's not saying there won't be more coming eventually, but right now we do not have any new apparel. So I apologize for that, but we will be getting more stuff as soon as we can.
Sure.
So
sure. Well, man, the participation tonight was great, guys. I really appreciate this too. This is all new territory for me doing the video podcast. It's so much different. It's so much better, vastly improved. And I'm just scratching the surface of it now.
Yep. And this was great. I mean, a lot of interaction. This is fantastic. So it's almost like doing a little show.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost is like a sports show. Yeah.
Yep.
People coming through and, and then they can order right off your website. And
yep.
Wow. So yeah, this was great, guys. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart from the Let's Talk Fishing podcast. I'm truly humbled as I get more into this.
Let's see what's coming. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Well, man, with that, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think we're good for the night. I am out of words.
Okay, why don't you stick around? I'm going to end the podcast and just thank everybody one last time. Rob, thank you for coming on. All the rest of you guys, Dustin, Jeff, Hoosier Outdoors, all you guys, man, thank you very much. Appreciate each and every one of you. And also thank you, Adam.
Oh, thanks for having us, Jay. That made it all possible with you.
Hey, thank you. Good night, guys.